Have you heard about this brand new alternative to ModPodge? It's called Maker's Magic, and I'm so excited to share with you it today because I've seen it all over TikTok. My friend Evan invented this right here, and it is so exciting. It's from Scorch Marker. I can't wait to share with you everything I know about it and put it to the test. Are you ready? Let's jump in. All right, so on Evan's TikTok and their Instagram, I've been seeing them do a comparison on glass. And if you're familiar working with ModPodge in the past as a decoupage medium, which is a sealer, glue, and finish, you know glass surfaces are probably the hardest surface for something like this to appear on and to look really good on. So that's why I'm super excited to use glass as the surface to put this to the test. Because here's the thing, if this looks good on glass, guess what? It's gonna look good on any other surface. And I have already seen this look really great on vinyl as well as leather, which I think is super impressive as well. But today we're focusing in on glass. So we're doing a head-to-head comparison between ModPodge Dishwasher Safe, which is just what we're recommending because this is also like to try to make it the most comparable. The Maker's Magic is food safe and non-toxic, which is really interesting compared to a lot of the ModPodges out there. There are so many different ModPodge configurations, from their different finishes to outdoor to dishwasher safe, so on and so forth. So we're gonna put this to a test and we're gonna give a full head-to-head comparison and first look. Are you guys ready? Let's go ahead and first work with ModPodge, since that's the one that I think most of us are familiar with. And we're gonna do 2 even coats, one with ModPodge and then one with the Maker's Magic over top of vinyl. So a lot of you write into me very often in email in the comments section, and you're like, Tanner, what do you use to seal vinyl? Traditionally, I would say don't seal vinyl. But if this turns out as good as I think, it may be this new Maker's Magic is what we could recommend. So I'm hopeful, so let's give it a shot. So I'm just gonna grab some of the ModPodge, right like this, and we're going to apply it first up top onto this piece of glass. And we're gonna do like a medium coat. I love when material and things can be adhered with just one simple medium coat. So I would say this is like a light coat, and then we're just gonna go in and get kind of like that medium grade coat. All right, so that's our medium coat with ModPodge. So it went on just like typical ModPodge would. I will say ModPodge, traditionally, you have all the brush strokes, which is why we do not recommend ModPodge, because I feel like it takes away from the quality of your project if you have something with brush strokes. I've seen that the Maker's Magic is something like self-leveling, which I'm really excited to like put to the test. So let's grab our next paintbrush. Let's open up the Maker's Magic and let's just take a look at it, because this is really interesting. First of all, what I want you to understand is that ModPodge is like a thicker white, close to Elmer's glue, but not. This is very fascinating. It is so thin, but thick at the same time. I don't know how else to describe it. It's translucent, it's very clear, and it's very different than what I would expected compared to the material. This reminds me closer to a polyacrylic than ModPodge. And what I find fascinating is that there's not many bubbles. And you can already start telling a difference between the ModPodge goes to like white before it goes clear. And what I'm seeing with the Maker's Magic is really interesting. I wonder if I take like a lighter, like I do with resin, if it would get the air bubbles out. I will say there's not many, but just the few air bubbles I see would be really fascinating. Can you guys tell? This is a pretty medium coat over Maker's Magic. And what I want you to see is the difference right out of the gate that I see between ModPodge, specifically on the letters. Can you guys see like the streaking and the brush strokes? Look at this Maker's Magic. it's very even, which is neat. I think I'm gonna grab a lighter and try to just use a lighter to work out some of these different air bubbles, just like we would with resin, and see if that works. Because it would be super cool to be able to get those out for the best result. So I just grabbed a lighter and I just want to see if my theory of going around and using this to get any of the bubbles out would be helpful. It's not exactly like resin, so you do want to be careful, but it seems to be helping quite a bit. Just get some of those bubbles out. Again, be careful with this. And you don't have to. I think that a lot of them would work their way out as well, but it's really neat. It definitely helped. But as you can see, this is setting and it looks really good. Again, take a look. We're about, a couple minutes in. This is the drying of ModPodge. I'm really impressed with how clear the Maker's Magic already is. So now traditionally, I'd recommend you to let this sit for 24 hours. Luckily, we have already set one of these previous for filming. So let me go get the one that's been sitting for over 24 hours. Y'all, again, I'm just so fascinated. I just pulled in the one we previously did. I'm so fascinated with the streaking of ModPodge. Let me just be very frank. There is no self-leveling that comes from ModPodge, all right? Maker's Magic, especially on the glass, like you can feel it and like rub it, it self-levels so well and it evenly distributes over the vinyl. That's what's most impressive to me, is that the vinyl looks great on here. Like normally with ModPodge, you put ModPodge over vinyl and you're like, that does not look good. So that's why we don't recommend it. But with Maker's Magic, it feels good, it seals it, and it doesn't take away from your vinyl decal, which is super, super impressive. That's why I was like, after seeing the content on this, I had to put it to the test. I had to do, our own testing because I'm so impressed with it. Now, traditional ModPodge, you can actually take it and like scratch it off with your finger, things like that. From our research, Maker's Magic, you would only be able to remove with 100% acetone or some type of razor blade. That is the only way we can so far tell how to get the Maker's Magic removed. So if you're looking for something super permanent, it's really, really impressive. We're really excited that this is non-toxic, and we're super, super excited about the food safe ability. Because remember, even with ModPodge being dishwasher safe, it takes 28 days to cure. This right here with Maker's Magic does not take near as long. What's really cool is the Maker's Magic dries completely in 45 minutes compared to who knows how long ModPodge takes to dry. But the best part, the reason why this is so impressive to me, is that it is cured in 48 hours. That's it. I mean, you've cut out practically the whole month, right, of waiting the 28-day period with the ModPodge. So I'm really impressed with this for Cricut crafters. I think if you're wanting to have the best quality Cricut crafts, you're wanting to seal any type of door hanger, door signs, anything like that, you've got to try out the Maker's Magic. And I love that it seems like this product, everything's in one bottle. It's not something you're gonna have to get 4 or 5 bottles of, which is really impressive to the Makers to Learn team. We love that because one will last a really long time. You also can take some Maker's Magic and tint it, which would be a really fun addition. You can tint ModPodge, just we don't think it would be working as well as the Maker's Magic after this comparison. We're really impressed that something new like this has hit the craft market, because if you're a Cricut crafter, you will benefit from this, because traditionally ModPodge just wouldn't cut it. But Maker's Magic is something I think you will definitely want to consider. So one thing that Maker's Magic does really well is that it works on almost all materials. So it's very flexible and very strong. So whether you're putting it on vinyl, you're putting it on leather, you're putting it on wood, anything like that, you're going to see that its properties are still going to self-level, and it's very flexible. It's a very flexible glue, unlike some of the ModPodge where it, doesn't do near the same amount. Truthfully, after feeling this, it feels, for Maker's Magic, in comparison to ModPodge, I would have to put maybe 3 coats of ModPodge on this compared to 1 coat of Maker's Magic. And what I want you to consider is if you're like, okay, I'm fine doing multiple coats on ModPodge, here's the problem. You're going to have 3 layers of brush strokes on top of your vinyl. How is that going to look? It's not going to look good, hence why we've never recommended it. So it's really fascinating and really impressive for the Maker's Magic, and I'm really excited for you guys to play with it because I think you'll be a really big fan, and it's super, super cool. So one thing about ModPodge that I hear often is that it seems like there's a tacky feel to it, and if you've ever worked with ModPodge, you know what I'm talking about. Debris, dust, a lot of times glitter in my craft room will get stuck to a project I sealed with ModPodge. The Maker's Magic has a crystal clear finish, so it draws completely clear. It will not have any residue, any stickiness whatsoever, which is really awesome. I think that's the biggest benefit here. And of course, it is very durable for all of the projects that you're wanting to do. Again, if you've ever tried to scratch away ModPodge, you could literally do that with your finger. It would not be hard at all. But with the Maker's Magic, it is very hard to scrape off, if not impossible. So the only way you can remove it, again, is that acetone or a true razor blade. So that is just for you guys to know going into this. I think you'll be really impressed with it. And I'm super excited for you guys to try this out. I am going to be using this in multiple upcoming projects this Christmas. I'm excited to use this and see if it works as a polyacrylic replacement too, maybe for some glass ornaments. Let me know if you'd be interested in checking that out. Let me know if you've already got your hands on Maker's Magic. If you want to check it out and try it, be sure to click the links down below. I'll have a link to it because I think you're going to really enjoy it. If you're doing Christmas crafts, if you're doing holiday gifts, anything like that you're worried about sealing your vinyl, definitely check out Maker's Magic. You're going to enjoy it. Be sure to leave us a comment down below. Let us know if you are excited to try out this new ModPodge alternative. I think it will really impress you and be super exciting for your next Cricut project. If you are brand new here, hit that subscribe button. We teach Cricut almost every single day, and we cannot wait to see you in our next video. If you're not already a member of Maker's Gonna Learn, try us out for only $1 right down below, where you get 20 download credits for you today and a 7-day trial. I'll see you in there. Bye, guys. Hey, before you leave, why don't you check out this video where I share so many fun Cricut hacks I think you'll enjoy.